In this episode of the Business Athlete series, we'll be discussing the US dollar. You may call it money, but is it really money? Actually, the US dollar is a fiat currency, or a fiat money. Fiat money is a government-issued currency that isn't backed by a commodity such as gold. Fiat money gives central banks greater control of the economy because they can control how much money is printed. Most modern paper currencies, such as the US dollar, are fiat currencies. One of the biggest downfalls of fiat currencies is inflation. Inflation refers to the rise in prices of most goods and services of daily or common use, such as food, clothing, housing, recreation, transport, consumer staples, etc. Inflation measures the average price and change in a basket of commodities and services over time. One of the biggest causes of inflation is government spending and borrowing. In the year 2020, we saw a health crisis like we've never seen before. It shut down our entire economy, costing us millions of jobs and thousands of businesses. The US government in times like this tries to revive the economy by issuing out stimulus bills. But where does the money from these stimulus bills come from? The US government runs on a deficit, meaning that we always owe someone money. But who is that someone? The US government has its own bank called the Federal Reserve that also controls our fiat currency. So whenever the US government needs money, they issue out these things called treasury bonds or treasury notes. Treasury bond or treasury note is just an IOU, meaning that someone can buy these treasury bonds and the US government promises to pay them back at a later date with interest. And the main buyer of these treasury bonds is the Federal Reserve. And when the Federal Reserve buys these treasury bonds, they're taking money that is not in the system and directly injecting it into the system for the US government to use to issue out new stimulus. And when there is more money put into the system, the money that already is in the system loses value immediately. And when our money loses value, that's when the inflation happens and prices rise, and me and you can buy less and less with our dollars. So how do you protect your money from inflation? The best way to do so is by investing in owning assets such as stocks, bonds, precious metals like gold and silver, and even cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are a new asset class that is very risky and volatile, and I do not recommend that anyone invest into these cryptocurrencies unless they are very educated and know exactly how they work. I hope you enjoyed the video today and learned a lot more about our US dollar.